My dad doesn't know that I heard him tell another kid that he wished he was. I was 12 when I heard my dad say it. It wasn't even directed at me. I was walking back from the kitchen, half hidden in the hallway, when I caught him talking to one of the neighborhood kids. He was sitting on the porch with a boy named Eric, who lived 2 doors down. Eric was the golden child type. Always polite, always good at sports, always had his homework turned in. My dad had a way of lighting up when Eric came around. That day, he told him flat out, "I wish you were my son." At first, I thought I misheard. I stopped in my tracks, heart pounding, just listening. He laughed after he said it, ruffled Eric's hair, and Eric laughed too. But my dad's voice wasn't joking. He said it in that low, serious tone he used when he meant something. And the thing that gutted me was how warm and proud he sounded. I never heard that tone used with me. I froze in the hallway, too scared to move, too embarrassed to let them see me. My chest felt tight, and I swallowed hard, hoping maybe I was imagining things. But he kept going, telling Eric how much potential he had, how he reminded him of himself at that age. I remember biting the inside of my cheek so hard it left a sore spot for days. That night, when I went back to my room, I stared at the ceiling for hours. I thought about every time my dad had been short with me, every sigh when I asked him for help, every comparison to someone else's kid. It was like puzzle pieces locking into place, showing me something I didn't want to see. He didn't just wish I'd do better, he wished I wasn't me at all. The worst part was, I couldn't tell anyone. My mom would have tried to smooth it over, saying he didn't mean it like that. My friends wouldn't have understood. So I carried it. And once you know something like that, you can't unknow it. You start seeing it everywhere. I noticed how he watched my cousin during family gatherings, always bragging about his grades. I noticed how he volunteered to coach Eric's baseball team, but never once offered to come to my art shows. When my teachers praised me for something, he'd shrug and say, "That's good, keep it up," like he was just checking a box. I started shrinking around him, keeping quiet so I wouldn't annoy him. I stopped showing him my drawings. I stopped telling him when I was proud of something. It was easier to just be invisible than risk hearing another sentence like that. But invisibility only gets you so far. By the time I hit high school, the resentment turned into fuel. I threw myself into things he didn't care about, things that made me feel like I had worth on my own. I took photography classes, joined the yearbook committee, worked part-time jobs. I found people outside the house who noticed me, who saw me without comparing me to someone else. Still, every time I walked in the door, the weight came back. He'd be sitting in his chair, nodding at me without really seeing me, asking if I did my homework, but never asking about my life. I'd answer, then retreat to my room. Our conversations got smaller and smaller, like we were both chipping away at a wall between us. Years later, when I was in college, Eric came up in conversation at a family barbecue. He'd gone into business and was doing well. My dad lit up, bragging about him to relatives like he was his own flesh and blood. I just sat there, nursing a drink, wondering if he remembered saying those words on the porch that day, wondering if he even realized how much it had changed me. I don't think he ever will. To him, it was probably a throwaway comment, something said in passing to boost a kid's confidence. But to me, it was a knife, a quiet one, buried so deep I didn't even bleed until years later. Now, when I visit home, I keep the interactions polite. We talk about surface-level things, the weather, my job, sports scores, nothing deeper. Because underneath it all, I still hear that sentence echoing, and I know he'll never take it back, because he doesn't even know I heard it. That's the part that stays with me. He'll never know how his voice sounded that day when he said he wished someone else was his son. He'll never know how it rewired the way I looked at him, the way I looked at myself, and I'll never forget it.